Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It is D-Day. It is indeed D-Day. I'm going to attempt to make this one fairly quick. I am once again relocating. I will explain what that's all about one day, but just life's complications as I'm just dealing with family matters here in Ireland. But where I am locating to is a little pub which has got a couple of rooms to rent above it in a town called Bohola. And Bohola, it's got Sky Sports in the bar. That's the important thing. It's a weekend of football ahead, and I will be watching as much of it as I possibly can with a pint of Guinness in my hand. And I'll probably do a few updates as well, hopefully from the bar, as this weekend unfolds before us. Bohola is, as I say, it's a little town in the county of Mayo. Very, very small town. Population of about 27 and a half. And that ain't thousand, that's people. But it's just famous for two things. It has three pubs. Or it used to do. I think might be down to two now, but it used to have three pubs. And the other thing it's famous for is that someone wrote a song about the three pubs. It was called Three Pubs in Bohola by an Irish fellow by the name of Brendan Shine. And my mum, my dear old mum, which is one of the reasons I'm staying trying to stay in Ireland for as long as I can, loves that song, and she'll still have a sing along with that one too. A sing along with that song with me. I scrambled the words, Dizzy. So that's where I'm going. So I actually do have to tidy up where I am now, give the dogs a last walk, and wait for the people that I'm house sitting to arrive in from their holiday later on this afternoon. Anyway, enough of that. Let's review where we're at. And to review where we're at, I think we have to talk about the whole story as to how we have arrived at this point. It has been a journey. What is it, 6 or 7 weeks ago, I discovered found a little site that had projected pricing on it. I thought, I'll do some early videos. Looked at the projected pricing, felt like it could be reasonably accurate. And I made a decision that I was going to go no Salah Haaland. Faith in my spreadsheet, which is, we'll obviously be seeing a lot of that over the coming weeks. And the methodology. If I removed the mistakes of the past, like all the early chips that I used last season and blew them too early. Yeah, let's remove the mistakes of the past, and we could actually end up with a nice sort of 10k sort of finish as I sort of strive towards hitting that 70-point average. And I decided I felt that it was achievable without Salah or Haaland. Especially given some of the fantastic options that were coming in. I was very early on my Frimpong fetish, as many of you will remember. Wanted Frimpong. Johnson, but also, a bunch of other really good assets coming into the game, Gyökeres, etc. So I was putting together some drafts that I was really pleased with. And then the game was announced. And the cat was thrown truly amongst the pigeons. What do we have? Yeah. Changes with the way that forwards. I like that one because that kind of suited me. Would be a bit harder for them to sort of get the 2 and 3 bonus points. Like for example, a Haaland couldn't just do nothing for a game, step up in the last minute, score a penalty and a 1-0 win, and we all saw it last year. Had him a few times for them. Liked it then, and walk away with 3 bonus points. Like that one. The big one, of course, though, was the DEFCON, which initially didn't think too much about, but the more, as I say, I looked at it, the more I realized this is going to really affect the game. Thus, I think it was around then that I had a change of strategy. We obviously had the real pricing, so I started getting a little bit of a DEFCON thing on. Okay, well, who are the guys? We know the Tarkowskis, the Milenkoviches, etc. Maybe the Frimpongs, etc. of this world are not as valuable, but they could be. But Milenkovic would have had 170 million points last year if DEFCON had been in place. What do we do with it? But, got the extra chips. Let's cover ourselves. Get a nice little mixture of both, Look at the Poros. We'll have Milenkovic, or Murillo, etc. But, maybe let go of the Frimpongs for a while. A bit of rotation risk there potentially with Bradley. And I sort of thought, let's go out and we will play the chips early. We'll actually set up a team with a bit of a bench boost, and and then we'll free hit in 2, and then we'll do the wild card in 4. We'll see how DEFCON's affecting us. All be well with the world. We'll pump it into the spreadsheet, and I will be world champion. Maybe not. I liked that plan. I liked that plan. Except that fucking bench boost was pissing me off every time I was trying to get even something half decent. So I let go of it. I started to focus more into the main team. And I eventually arrived at something, as you saw, which had a little bit of a bench, nothing too exciting, but just that little bit of cover first off the bench. The team looked good. I had that game week 1 covered with Salah. We're still planning to potentially free hit in 2, but not definite. The team actually looked good, and as I sort of weighted up through to my spreadsheet, I thought, yeah, I could probably hold off maybe till 3 or 4 or 5 with wildcards and all that sort of thing. I don't even necessarily even have to free hit. It was actually looking pretty good, pretty decent. I thought, okay. And I had me Johnson. Didn't have me Frimpong, but I had me Johnson. Sounds bad. So I was happy. And as you saw a couple of days ago, I locked in. Never, ever lock in early. That's another mistake. I haven't learned from mistakes in the past. I really haven't. And then, of course, we had the Branthwaite injury. And that's sort of trying to assess how does that affect Tarkowski, who I really like. He will be a DEFCON monster. Badly, I think. But, we don't know for sure. And, of course, then Johnson, my little Johnson fetish. He didn't start against PSG, which made me very sad. So I thought, fucking hell, I need to have a look at this. So, to be honest with you, I spent yesterday playing with a number of drafts, and where I ultimately realized, it was a dawning realization, I need to almost go back to plan A. And I came up with a hell of a draft. There was no bench. I mean, we really were talking. Estev, the other guy, and the other guy, 4.5 million forward. Dubravka, obviously, who won't be playing, probably get the first game week. But anyway, there was nothing. There was literally nothing on that bench. All potentially players, but nothing. But my God, that first 11 without Salah just looked spectacular. I had everything I wanted, but no Salah. And FPL Hub loved it. It was showing me something like I tried to actually do a video with all these screenshots of it. It's got too messy, but FPL Hub loved it. It was up there at 96%. It actually looked fantastic right through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This was a really, really good team. No bench. And I'd taken out Johnston and Tarkowski as well. But I continued to play. So how do we put this? When you go shopping. When you go shopping, just you go into the first shop in the shopping mall, and you see a lovely pair of shoes. You think, those are the shoes I want. Then the missus says to you, "Oh, Des, come across here. They've got some really nice shoes there." Oh, okay. Oh, right, yeah, I quite like those. And then she's, "Oh, these ones over here." I told someone else is trying to say, "Well, they're right, yeah, but I quite like those. And you look at a lot of fucking pairs of shoes. But ultimately, you go back to the first fucking shop and go back to plan A. And that's kind of where I have arrived. I would have saved a lot of time. But actually, I kind of had to explore all these other paths because I think within here, I think within this final place I'm going, and I'm really, really happy with it, by the way. I think there's a mixture of everything in there. Really, really, really good starting 11. Salah's gone. I was really twisting myself up, and that was always a big decision. I was going, no, Salah Haaland. I believe once I've actually got and build that data, I can get away with that. But I can quickly pivot back if the averages show that, oh yeah, actually you do need Salah. There's plenty of other players, particularly with DEFCON, who will give you a nice, steady balance with that. That may happen still. That may happen. But I don't think I need Salah in the beginning, and I certainly not for twisting myself in knots for one fixture. Let's have a look at where I ended up. Right, we'll just get rid of you there for now. Don't forget to join the league, guys. That's the t-shirt design, which is about to disappear for the winner of the best name. and also a goodie bag at the end of the year where I will put a New Zealand. I'll be back in New Zealand. I'll do a goodie bag. So yeah, been a great team names. I'll review all of that next week. We'll do the prize giving and all that stuff, stuff in the FPL Don't Panic Challenge, Bishop Brennan Cup winner, and all of that lovely stuff. Join the league. It will cut off on deadline. Boom, boom. Right. Big black screen today. Right. This is where I've ended up, for better or for worse, probably both as usual. So get that up large enough and make it nice and visible. Let's run through this. Hopefully that is nice and clear for you guys. Right. That's it. What do you think? It is really, I think, a hybrid of my original plan, where there it is, but bringing in some elements of the other things that I've worked through. So I don't think any of this time was wasted. All the other things I thought about across these last weeks. I think this is almost like a coming together of all of the ideas into one. Yeah, we're going out hard. I think I like that first 11. There is no Salah. It's allowing me to do some really, really nice things in there with players that I really, really like. Sanchez, still wondering whether I do change that to sales. It's a minor detail. Could be a deadline decision. I think I'm going to go Sanchez, though. Not overly fond of me my double ups. Got me Pedro Porro. Milenkovic is there. My 167,000 million points that he's going to have me by the end of the season. He's going to have easily hit my five point average for defence. I think he could really be a season keeper. Got me Frimpong back. I'm so happy. I know. I do think. Here's the thing. Here's what I hope will happen, and it probably would have happened if Bradley was still there. Frimpong is going to play. He may get an attacking return. I think there's a very good chance he'll get an attacking return, and he'll get subbed on 62 minutes. Book his clean sheet. Happy days. Happy days. Got Krupp in there. Yeah, a little 4.5 with some really nice attacking threat. Brighton, I think could be shit defensively, But this guy's looking good. Could potentially change that to DF maybe, but it's kind of a lock in now. It's like that's this toss of the coin stuff now. De Croupier, DF. I'm gonna go De Croupier. Midfield, lovely. Palmer, yeah, captain's armband, fantastic. Bert, love him. He has been in pretty much every draft I've done from day one. Brilliant. Saka, I'd spoken about United defence. It is soft. I think it needs something there, and I hope to God he doesn't score. Actually, I hope to God he does score as a United fan, but that we bang in 5 at the other end and Sesko makes them pay for not buying him. And it'll be happy days for me as I sit in my pub in Bohola. And I have gone Rangers. Yeah, slightly risky, maybe. I think he will start. He'll one that will move on eventually when I do wildcard, I think. I was nearly there with Marmouche, to be honest with you. But yeah, I've just got a feeling this guy is going to hit the box and get on the end of something. We'll see. It's going to be a fun weekend. Got lots going on there. And then, yeah, I brought in Ekatika. Yeah, I've got to attack that Bournemouth fixture. Got to attack it. And with no Salah, if Salah may well get a return or two. But if he's getting a return or two, you'd have to think that Wirtz is either setting him up or he's providing assists for Ekitike. And we all know what's going to happen, isn't it? Salah's going to win himself 3 penalties and convert them all, and they're all going to get nothing. But it's football, folks. We don't know what's going to happen. Let's enjoy it. Let's have fun. Like it as a one-off. And João Pedro, yeah, he probably will come off on 60, 70, but he's been in great form, and it covers off that 50% plus ownership. We get to my lovely bench. Yeah, this is what I'm doing, folks. I'm going big. I'm going large on the bench. Trying to catch that wet sail, get as far above. Fingers crossed. This could all go disastrously wrong, but I'm going to have a fun weekend, and I play this game for fun. And I play it to win. Am I going to win it? Of course I'm not. But if I can have if this comes in large, I will almost certainly be doing my free hit in 2. This team looks pretty decent in 3, and then in 4, then we'll consider wildcarding then, especially as we're starting to see the DEF CON monsters, which, by the way, I have developed an area in my spreadsheet now where we'll be tracking the DEFCON monsters on a week-by-week basis, so we can find those 4.55 gems that look like they're clocking up those regular 4 little 5-point averages, which enables, maybe that does enable Salah to come back in later, or Salah Haaland. We don't know yet. But I love that bench. Verbruggen, yeah, decent enough fixture. Tarkowski's still there. All right, I've kept him. Is there a bit more of a risk there of them conceding? With the Branthwaite out. Yeah, absolutely. But is there a really good chance that Tarkowski will catch his DEFCON and get on something against, a team that's getting used to the physicality of the Premiership, that he could get on the end of a set piece? Hell yeah. So he's in. Fulkrug, no Bowen, but Fulkrug's been good. He's been good. And he was. I remember in the Euros a couple of years ago, he did really well. Looked the business. Scored some good goals for Germany. And then last year came to West Ham. I thought, wait, I want to keep an eye on. I remember that. I thought, I want to keep an eye on. And then, of course, the injury, ruined his season. And he's been going really well in the pre-season matches. And you try not to read too much into pre-season matches, but he's been looking good. He knows the path to go. And with Bowen there, hopefully maybe providing a couple of assists, or maybe he's going to provide one to Bowen. I mean, if Fulkrug scores, Bowen's going to be involved. Be my prediction there. I can't afford Bowen. I had something done where I did have Bowen, but it weakened other areas. And as I said, I quite like that first 11. You could argue about who should be in the first 11, who isn't, but I had to leave Johnson on the bench just to talk about him last. I've got me Johnson back. Fuck it, I'm going for it. I've just got a feeling. If Johnson doesn't start on Tuesday when I do my review, at the end of the video, I will literally get an egg and I will bash it in my forehead to close. I think he will start. I need him to start. I want him to start. Please let him start. Have fun, folks. Play your own game. Don't panic. I'll be back on Tuesday. There's 3 subs in Bohola, as everybody knows. Tarkowski, Culkrug and Johnson, where the goals like honey will flow. I'll leave a link in the video description. It'll all make sense then. See you soon. Bye-bye.